Hello, my name is Tristan Utterback, and I apologize for the long wait in these videos, but I've taken some time to consider what to do, and I came up with this. And I needed to do this a long time ago. So, Mr. Allan, this is a letter to you, and you have Christina to thank for this. I wrote a 3-page letter. So here goes. Dear Mr. Allan, when I first met you, my initial reaction was, where the hell did this guy get his teacher's license? You subverted my expectations severely, and I was unsure on how to respond. All my other teachers were professional, in the sense that they were wearing this mask that hid their personality from the world. It felt like there was a invisible barrier between me and the teacher that would loosen up only a little when they were stressed or I asked about their day, and then it would tighten back up again. It felt like there was no relationship between my teachers. And then you came along. You had such a transparency that it was very easy to connect and relate with you in a very personal way. And unlike my other teachers, your taste for humor and your love for theater gave me anticipation and longing for the next class. Your teaching was equally funny and engaging. And I remember the first time I did my first audition. I remember the dry, cracked feeling in my throat. I had attempted to clear it several times with water, but wasn't able to. I kept thinking that the auditions were going to be a stage with lights so bright that I could not see any of the judge's person or character. And all I could hear was a loud voice saying immediately, as soon as I stepped up, "Next!" But I was immediately surprised. Me and a somewhat large group of people were quietly chatting in your room. And you asked people. There was no large lights or clipboards with big red pins or anything of that sort. And you asked people which part they were trying out for. I had no idea which part to do, so I chose the comedic characters. And I also remember the first time that I picked up the script of Much Ado About Nothing, and reading, discovered the word ass repeating several times in the script. My awkward freshman mind was racing, and running up to your desk, I said, I can't read this. It says the A word multiple times. And looking at me with that look of sarcasm, said only this. Yep, yeah, sure. Seems funny that nowadays I could say a cuss word without blinking. But anyway, back to Much Ado. I was unsure of what to do, and when I was called up, I was even more scared. I was utterly nervous and remember laughing as soon as I got on stage. One, because I was scared beyond belief, and two, everyone was staring at me. I remember stumbling several times and hesitating at every cuss word. And I smiled when everyone clapped politely. I was getting more and more discouraged with each person who went up, and everyone clapped much more loudly than they did for me. Then, after the auditions, I was terrified that they wouldn't get a part. For who would pick a freshman who stumbled at every line and had never performed in their life? But, yet again, my expectations were flipped, as I discovered I had a role in the play. And I remember the stress of rehearsals and the hilarity it brought. It gave me that sense of anticipation that only you could give. And it also gave me a safe place in which I could vent, relax, and be who I truly am, instead of hiding from the world behind a mask. It gave me a home away from the drama, no pun intended, back at my home. It gave me a family away from my family. But, of course, there were hiccups. Every family has them. But in the end, we would still love and care about each other. And I could go on and on about all the great things you did to make me feel welcome and important. But I do not need to. All I need to say is thank you for being my teacher. And thank you for making my life meaningful. This page is nothing but a piece of paper with words on it. This page will eventually age and decompose. And this page is nothing more than an old yellow paper with little or no worth. But what makes this paper valuable and priceless isn't the advanced vocabulary of my writing or the fancy font of this letter, but it is the fact that I have made this letter with my love. Thank you again for being my teacher, and I cannot express my level of gratitude for having the privilege of you as my teacher and the profound impact you have had on my life. From your student and friend, Tristan Utterbeck. Postscript. I am sorry for all the things I do or say to be annoying, obnoxious, or downright infuriating. Just know that I do or say what I do or say because I have good intentions, but not the best way of doing it. And I also thank you for being patient with me, even though I can be a downright idiot. So thank you again, and you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.